Hello, Lyndon Dixon. Welcome back to Slothbox. I'm joined again on the channel by the main man, Tito Mercado. Tito, how are you, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Can't complain.
Yeah, second time having you on the channel. And like I was just talking a minute ago, 4-0 last time we had you on, and now 6-0, 6 KOs. It's moving fast, bro.
Yeah, it's moving fast. Like I said, we're trying to be active. We're doing fights, at least every other month. So, by the time man, next time we speak again, I'll probably be 11, 12 now.
Exactly, man. But I just wanted to see, so like, how's life been since we last spoke? Because like you say, you're trying to fight every other month, so it feels like you're always in camp when I'm looking on Instagram and stuff. So how's life been in general?
It's been good, man. It's been, since we're stepping up opponents, it's been a lot more time in the gym, working on stuff, watching a lot more films. So it's definitely been a lot more, I guess, I wouldn't say overtime work, but a lot of extra work that we've been putting in to make sure that we're prepared for these type of fights.
How does it? Because I was thinking, like, I've obviously been thinking of questions for the interview, and surely it's hard to stay motivated when you're constantly in camp, like for these fights. Do you find it easy to stay motivated?
Yeah, I do. I think it's because I always had that goal and that ultimate vision in my head that I still haven't reached yet. So every day I'm training or I feel fatigued or, some days I might not feel as motivated. I remember that vision that I have. Yeah. So it always gives me that push that I need.
So your last fight was a knockout against Zaragoza, if I'm pronouncing that right. And I've seen the knockout itself, but was you pleased with the performance?
I was. I don't think it was my best performance, but I think I did it in a better fashion than everybody else that beat him.
Exactly.
So I was still, I was content enough with the win. I feel like there was a lot of things that were wrong with the training camp a little bit, as far as limitations and stuff like that. But I was able to get the job done. I think I performed better than the other people that beat him.
I think one of his former opponents was Keyshawn Davis, and you're both prospects. You've both knocked that guy out. Is that a fight? Surely, I'm praying that I hope that's a fight we can see in the future.
Yeah, man, that's a fight that I think a lot of people are already hyping up already now. They want to kind of build that up already, like a Floyd Mayweather versus Oscar De La Hoya, kind of like that. And I hope it does build up to something like that. And I hope we fight a lot sooner than down the line. I want it to be in our primes. I want it to be a little something different.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that would be fun. I think that would honestly, I think it would sell out automatically. To be honest, a fight like that.
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, two big prospects. You're both each opponent seems to get better and better, but you both seem to be blazing like water. And I think at this moment in time, I think it would still be a great fight, even though you're both quite raw in the professional game. But would you rather have it now with no titles on the line, nothing? It's just a proper fight, or would you rather wait just a little bit?
I'd rather wait a little bit just because I want a lot of people to be there. I don't want it to be too early and have not a lot of fans know about us too much because we're still early in our career. But I still want it to be in a point where we're in our prime, we're at our peak. I don't want it to be, like Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, where it was already way too past the expiration date. I want it to be right in the peak, and I think we'll both know when that is, when we have a big fan base. And I think that's perfect because I want everybody to be there.
Well, we were speaking earlier, and your next fight's in August, and like I said, you're always in camp. So how's preparation going for that fight? Because I don't think you have an opponent announced yet. But how is camp in general?
Camp's been good, man. We've been bringing a lot of sparring partners in, a lot of great sparring partners. I think this is probably the training camp that I had probably the best sparring partners, and they're giving me a lot of good work, and I'm learning a lot. So I think that's something that's been different in this camp, that we've been bringing in harder sparring, and that's something that I think is making me a better fighter already.
Will you be looking to step up the quality of opponent like you have in your last two fights? Because looking on BoxRec, like all us boxing nerds do, the records of the opponents you're fighting just getting better and better. Will that be the same for this guy coming in?
Of course, we're looking for a guy that has a better record, obviously, and a guy that spot good fighters as well. We don't want a guy that has a padded record either. A guy that went to TJ and got 12-0, and I go there and knock him out. That don't mean nothing. I want him to be a guy that even if he has a loss or two, to a credible opponent. So I could go there and show why I'm at that level or above that level of competition.
Since we spoke the first time, I've been following you quite closely, and I was just thinking about it today. Like, I've got the interview later, and I was just thinking about yourself. we spoke last time about how you turned pro quite early because you and your camp, you felt that was the right decision for you, and now you're sat here 6-0, 6 KOs. Does it feel like that decision's starting to pay off?
I think so. I don't think it was necessarily too early. It just it's unfortunate because I wanted to compete in the Olympics first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was unfortunate, and I wasn't willing to wait another 4 or 5 years. Even though I know I would have made it, obviously, to waste in my prime. That's a lot of guys. I'll be already 24, 25 years old. I didn't want to waste that much time. So me being just turned pro last year around this time, and I already about to have 7 fights. I think that shows a lot itself. Not a lot of prospects are fighting as often and doing as good as I am right now.
Definitely. But moving on to elsewhere in the sport, I just want to get some predictions. We've got the big trilogy coming up. Even though Canelo won the first 2 fights, it's heavily debated. I don't personally think he won both of them. But the third one's coming up nonetheless. Is it rinse and repeat for Canelo, or do you think Golovkin, even though he's getting older, do you think he's got that upset in him?
I don't think so. I think it'll be a little different outcome this time. I think Canelo would probably, I don't know if he'll knock him out, but I think he would stop him in the later rounds, to be honest with you. I think maybe, I'll give it to Golovkin. I think he's a tough guy. I think Canelo will probably stop him in the 10th, 11th round, just because Canelo, I don't know why people are discrediting him so much after the Bivol loss. He's a way bigger guy, and, despite that, Canelo's still competing, regardless. And I think that Canelo is still at his peak right now, and I think he's in his moment. So I think Canelo stops Triple G within 10th or 11th round.
What about Spence Crawford? Us boxing fans, I'm sure yourself, normally complain about how the best don't always fight the best. Well, it looks like that fight's so close. So who do you think edges that out? I'm right in the middle. I'm on the fence. I'm not going to lie. For you, who is it, Spence or Crawford?
That's hard, man. But if I had to lean towards somebody a little bit, man, I think it would probably be Crawford slightly. I think the thing that with Crawford is, I think sometimes he may get a little too, how do you say it? He gets a little too hot-headed sometimes in the ring. And I think sometimes he tries to get out of his game plan a little bit. And I think if he tries to go in there trade with Spence, I think that could be a real bad idea. But I think if he boxes him, I think he could easily outpoint Spence just because Spence is a little more flat-footed on his feet. I think he could easily take a decision on him. But like I said, if he trades with him, which I most likely think he would at least once or twice in the fight, I think that could change the whole outcome of the fight. You know how it is, one shot, all it is.
Exactly, one shot can change everything. But talking of, similar rivalry, I guess. But Ryan Garcia against Tank, the beef's been going back and forth on social media. And I don't know, is the fight getting closer or not? But either way, who do you think wins that one? Because it's 50-50 on social media from what I'm seeing. People think that Garcia could pull off an upset, but I don't personally see it. How do you see it?
I see it the same way as all the real boxing fans see it, not the social media, the dudes on the couch all day. I think Tank can easily win that fight. As far as I think I have him ahead in every category, to be honest. Boxing-wise, I think power, I think maybe even speed. I think people understand. I think the only thing that Tank has is the disadvantage is his size, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But he carries a punch, so I guess that kind of just equals out from. I don't feel Garcia is improving in his fights. If I'm being honest with you, I feel like he really doesn't box. He throws the same shots. It's kind of telegraphed already. Everybody knows he's just gonna throw that left hook, 1-2 hook, left hook. So I think it's kind of predictable already. And the shots that he gets caught with are the looping shots that guess who throws those? Tank. So that's already a bad to me that's already a bad taste in my mouth if that fight happens. So I think definitely Tank would probably knock him out.
Yeah, I think I agree. But coming to the last question of the interview, I asked you last time, where do you see yourself coming the end of this year? And you said hopefully 11, 12 and 0. Well, with the pace you're moving at, do you hope that's still the case or maybe a little bit more?
It might be, I think it might be a little less, maybe around 10. Just because we're trying to get harder fights and, I'm trying to get a belt fight here. So with that being said, I can't take as many fights because I got to take it a little slower, but that's because I'm going to be fighting a lot better opposition. So hopefully, I'm 10, but this time with a belt. So that'll be a lot. I think that'll be the icing on the cake for the rest of the year.
Well, man, I can't wait. And I'll be watching all the way. But I've been Lyndon Dixon. You've been Tito Mercado. Thanks so much for coming on again, man. Stay safe, and we'll speak to you soon.
Cool, man. Appreciate it.
Yes.